Studio Marks coming to you from the Sachem Public Library. Welcome to the Marks for Life podcast with your hosts, Jimmy, CJ, and Joe, the Shield of Wrestling podcast. Three casuals turned Marks wrestling fans to give you a direct line to all things in the squared circle. Enter the ring at your own risk. We pull no punches, we hit hard, and we will slam you with all the info you need to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Because
it's Rusev Day!
You're damn right, it's Rusev Day. Welcome to this week's edition of Marks for Life podcast. I am your reigning, defending... Go ahead. Of the Marks for Life podcast team, the one and only CJ. I should really have my own bumper.
Well, we'll think about it. I'm your co-host, Jimmy. Welcome to this week's Marks for Life podcast, guys.
And this week you're going to see me defend my Marks for Life podcast World Predictions Champion in a fatal four-way against Jimmy, Joe, and Jared, and successfully retain.
We'll see about
Spoiler!
that. We'll see.
Spoiler.
But
Spoiler.
Oh boy. Well, before we get into all the new stuff that happened and all of our predictions, I did want to ask you a couple questions about last week.
Ask.
I had talked to Joe and Jared about the trial.
Okay.
And Punk and Cabana won.
Good. He needs that money because UFC ain't gonna employ his ass anymore.
Well, before you jump into that, God.
Sorry.
I don't think Peg Cabana and Punk sued back for any money. No, they didn't. They didn't do anything.
Just making a joke. Congrats, y'all won.
Well,
whoop-de-doo.
I mean, as of right now, Cabana's going through like a physical withdrawal of like emotion and stress right now. It's really sad if you listen to his podcast.
Oh.
It's boy.
Cabana, stop whining. You won.
And then
the first time
Punk...
you won in WWE ever.
Dude, that's terrible. Don't say that to Cabana. Cabana's awesome. And then we had some interesting stuff about rumors about All In and WWE, but apparently the rumors have
it's ROH.
Yeah, it's ROH now.
I listened to the podcast, guys, so I kind of know what y'all talked about. First off, I'm surprised y'all didn't say John Cena was the last Money in the Bank face, and you forgot to mention Daniel Bryan in 2011.
He wasn't really a face, though.
Yes, he was.
Not when he cashed in.
Not when he cashed in, but when he won it.
Yeah, that's
true. What you guys were talking about.
And then he's talking about successful faces cashing in. John Cena successfully did it, and that's what we talked about.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan was a successful face cash in, though, but he turned heel during the midst of his World Heavyweight Championship reign.
Fair enough. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Going back to the ROH thing, ROH looks like they're bidding in for MSG because WWE was going to release a reactionary statement to ROH bidding for Madison Square Garden, which they really shouldn't do because, WWE barely uses MSG anymore.
Well, no, that's true. Well, WWE shouldn't have said anything, but ROH does have the money backing up for it. Sinclair Broadcasting's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the potential to do it. My worry about it is that I don't think they can fill 10,000 seats.
ROH? I think they can.
It's tough.
If they partner up with Cody like that?
Well, yeah, if Cody's on the card and depending on
Not if Cody's on the card, if Cody's behind the booking. And if they give him a substantial amount of time. How much time do they have between...
They have, I think, what I read from Pro Wrestling Sheets, I think they were discussing about it sometime in 2019.
Okay.
It's not going to be what Dave Meltzer reported about it at the end of this year. It could change. It depends on how well All In is, and it also depends on how much balls and guts Ring of Honor has.
2019 should be fine because, they'll give enough time for Ring of Honor to really build it up. And also the thing is that no one's thinking about, with MSG, you can fill that up so easy because it's so easily accessible.
Yeah, it is.
And you're going to want to see, you always want to see a wrestling show in Madison Square Garden. You're going to get
New York City itself is a wrestling town.
Yeah, but Madison Square Garden is the garden. It is the garden. It is the most famous arena in all of the world. So you can easily be like, hey, Okada, we need you at the garden. Okada be like, the garden? Omega.
I'm not going to lie. If Ring of Honor does go and they get Okada...
I don't care who they get. I'm going.
If it's New Japan, 100% I'm going. If it's Ring of Honor, I think it really depends on who they get.
I'm going to go no matter what.
All right.
I'm going to go because I just trust that they're going to put on a show worthy of the Garden.
Yeah, okay.
You know, the Garden's been home to so many moments, and Ring of Honor really making a statement at the Garden. Like, I can't stress the Garden enough. If any wrestling promotion besides WWE is able to get the Garden, they're gonna do really good. Everyone goes for the Garden, even celebrities. They're like, oh wow, I just performed at the Garden. A singer, I just sang at the Garden. I just did a comedy show at the Garden.
I mean, you're wearing a Billy Joel T-shirt. That's New York City, MSG.
Yo, Billy Joel. MSG is his house.
Boy. 2018 is going to be so good for wrestling, and the end of this year is going to be so good for wrestling. That's all I have to say about that. There's two more things I want to talk about for old business before we get into the new stuff.
Oh yeah, when's WrestleMania tickets being sold? Because I got to save up for that too.
I'm going to say it's around SummerSlam time. But
I'll try and get enough money.
WWE potentially bringing back the NWO. How do you think?
Oh, I heard about this. I'm mad at your predictions because you didn't trade John Cena as an NWO member.
How? He'd be a part-time member.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan was also kind of a part-time member.
Yeah, but I feel like
Hogan barely showed up for most of his NWO tenure.
Yeah, but he had nothing else to do, and he was still getting paid by WCW for that.
WWE could easily do the same thing. You know how much heat John Cena would get for pulling a Hogan?
Yeah, but then he'd be really liked, though, because then he'd be
I don't know.
heel.
I would be still pissed because he's collecting the check, and he's not showing up. He could pull a Brock Lesnar combined with a Hogan. He'd be hated. And
my God. Then, yeah, he would be
exactly.
hated.
Stranglehold on the championship, that's what Hogan did. He only showed up once a month for a pay-per-view. Cena, I would have said Randy Orton, but he's kind of injury-prone, so I would throw Samoa Joe in there, and I would like Bob. Actually, no, scratch Samoa Joe. Because NWO, you got to realize, was original like OG original members were household names. They were legitimate stars. So you got to throw legitimate stars in the NWO star power. So that's why I automatically thought Randy Orton. You would throw him in there. Great NWO guy. If you want to throw Roman in there, but I think that'd be a terrible idea to throw Roman in a stable like that.
Well, there's a million reasons why that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, but I think the biggest reason he should not be part of a stable ever again.
No.
Even the Shield? No. I think just one-offs here and there. John Cena definitely should be part of an NWO stable. My personal opinion.
I feel like the best way to do it is putting a really, really good babyface in there and turn him heel. And Daniel Bryan would be fantastic for that.
No.
How would that not be fantastic? That's how Hogan was.
Yeah, but Hogan was also a believable dominant. Like, his persona wasn't an underdog. Daniel Bryan is the perfect underdog. I can't see him as an NWO. If he's an NWO, he's going to be like X-Pac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you really want an X-Pac Daniel Bryan? No.
No.
Exactly. So, I'm throwing John Cena's name in there. Kevin Owens, definitely. I do agree with that one. Because he is kind of,
He's like the Scott Hall-ish. I like that.
Yeah, he's the Scott Hall. And then the heavy, I would say No, not Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's more like a Big Show Kevin Nash, but like fighting against the NWO Big Show Kevin Nash. You know what I mean? Samoa Joe.
He'd be like Wolfpack.
Yeah, he'd be a Wolfpack.
Man. Imagine they bring back the Wolfpack and the leader of that is Braun Strowman. Oh my God.
That'd be fantastic.
Oh my God, him putting that, and then you bring back Sting as like the old man of like the quote unquote head of that in his
Ziggler.
red. Yeah.
Ziggler. I could see Ziggler being like a Kevin Nash. No, I could see Ziggler being a Scott Hall. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they kind of have like the Diesel Michaels thing going on with Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre and Ziggler isn't gonna last till this summer. Yeah, I think Ziggler would be a Scott Hall. Kevin Nash, I don't freaking know who would be like a suitable heavy like that. The only one that comes to mind is Braun, but you don't want Braun. Big Cass. Big Cass or Corbin?
Corbin. We need to talk about Corbin.
Oh yeah, Corbin. Good job. Good job.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Who? Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
As a heavy that don't talk, or are you looking for someone cool that don't?
No. It's got to be cool who does talk because that's who Kevin Nash was.
Okay, Big Daddy Cool. There's no one like that on the roster
except for Drew McIntyre.
Nah, he's not Big Daddy Cool.
He's pretty close.
Nah, he's more like Diesel pre-Daddy Cool that just kicked the shit out of you.
I don't know, because he's a better talker than Diesel. I'm just saying.
Everyone's a better talker than Diesel. But I don't know. I think the Kevin Nash spot is still iffy.
But regardless of who would be in it, would that be a good idea?
Oh yeah.
Because in my opinion, they do kind of need a faction thing. I don't know if bringing back NWO to basically have a WWE comparison to Bullet Club is a smart idea. I'd rather think of like an original concept to work around that. And
I
build
think
at
the
that.
closest thing they had to NWO was the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, except they have a shitty name.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Speaking of shitty names, TM61 finally got rid of their name. Thank fucking God.
I didn't get a chance to watch NXT.
They're called the Mighty.
That is a better name.
Yeah, right?
That's a better name.
Just an update with that. And also another update, Authors of Pain have not been on Raw because they had visa issues.
They have okay.
Yeah. So just FYI guys, because I was hearing about that. It wasn't because they had nothing to do, they just had visa issues for like the past while. Sanity, I got nothing for you.
Hopefully they come back for SummerSlam so they can beat the Raw Tag Team Champions. That's what I'm hoping.
They're already back on the road.
Alright, good. And then
no.
But
I was about to say Luke Harper could be a really good Diesel.
yeah.
If he trims up, I feel like it'd be really good.
Yeah, you bring back the old Eli Cottonwood look. Oh boy. Yeah, that would be good. Now that you really think about it. Yeah. Damn.
Didn't they just sign a new guy that you said that was like really tall and jacked?
That was probably a long time ago I talked about that.
I just know you talked about him. But yeah, that's my comments on all the podcasts from last week.
Well, there's one more thing, and I wanted to talk to you about Shawn Michaels really quickly.
Has to be Daniel Bryan. As much as I love AJ, as in I feel like that'd be a great match. If he was to have any match, it should be Daniel Bryan because the story would be perfect. The match would be just as great as AJ. AJ would be slightly better.
Here's the thing. When he talked about it with Sky News, he said he would only do a one-off match. It wouldn't be like a feud or a story. It would just be a one-off match.
I wouldn't say it's a feud or a story. I'm just saying that they can tap into it to be like that much more like better. You know what I mean? Like they won't promote it as a dream match. They'll be promoting it. They can promote it as a dream match. They can promote it as a teacher versus student.
Even though technically he didn't teach Daniel Bryan.
Yes, he did.
He was in the school, but he didn't teach him.
No, he taught him a couple things here and there. Yeah.
A little bit, but
have you ever read
Daniel
the book?
Daniel Bryan considered William Regal as his main person, though.
Same with Shawn Michaels.
All right.
Maybe William Regal more because he looked up to that style. But Shawn Michaels was, he taught him. Shawn Michaels got Daniel Bryan his first gig in WWE back in the early 2000s. And if Daniel Bryan didn't bust his ass open and shit, he would have been with WWE back in the early 2000s. But yeah, he shouldn't come back.
He shouldn't though.
Yeah, as much as
you're one of the people that believes the Undertaker match should never be tainted.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like that shouldn't be taken. I felt like Undertaker should have retired at 30. I'm happy I'm seeing him at MSG, but I would have been happy if he retired too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
I'm lucky to have the opportunity, because I know.
Well, do you know if the MSG thing is a match or
It's a match. He's in action.
With who?
I have no fucking. I don't care. It's the Undertaker. He's gonna be in a match. What I would like to see personally, him versus AJ. AJ beats him for the belt, and then Undertaker, does gives him that respect. Personally, I feel like that's what they should do with the house show. Because you're not gonna get that on TV because you're never gonna value AJ like that on TV.
No, that's true. You're not gonna value AJ
they had a huge opportunity to do it, but they didn't because they wanted Roman Taker instead of Taker. It's just so stupid. Instead of Taker Cena for the belt, all
right.
Bad booking.
Let's move on to what we wanted to talk about for this week.
Sean, don't come back. We love you, but
there's two main things we want to talk about before we give our predictions. That's Dominion and UFC 225. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's get the
UFC off top.
How long was the fight?
The fight itself was actually 3 rounds, so it's about 15 minutes. He lasted
15 minutes.
He lasted 3 rounds, 5 minutes for each one. Like, he survived.
Really?
He survived. He didn't get knocked out. He got a technical knockout because Mike Jackson.
I thought he got knocked out first round.
No. You're thinking his first fight.
No,
His first fight he got tapped out. His second fight, which is the one we just had, was a technical knockout because it was a unanimous decision, which was a TKO because of Mike Jackson was just absolutely dominating CM Punk. There's just no way of going around it. I was
about to throw a shot like, oh, you know what? Let's talk about this as long as his match was. But if it's 15 minutes, I can't throw that shot in there.
Let me just put this out there. CM, I feel really bad talking about this.
Fucking leave UFC, Punk.
Yeah.
He's gotta leave. He's gonna die in there.
Yeah, he is. He's not a fighter. He's
like,
not a fighter.
This is worse than Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler.
Yeah. There's a quote by Joe Rogan. I don't know if you know who Joe Rogan is.
Isn't he a UFC commentator?
He's a UFC commentator. He's a comedian. He also does his own podcast called The Joe Rogan Experience. Which is also one of the top-rated podcasts in the world.
Okay.
But he talked about Punk, I think, after his first fight, and even he said it in a much different way, but generally speaking, he said, Punk's not a fighter, and at the end of the day, Joe Rogan's right. He's not a fighter.
No.
Watching that fight was one of the most painful things because I was cringing the entire time. Like, don't get knocked out in the first round. Don't get knocked out in the first round. He didn't get knocked out. But man, he tried to do so many different things. Like, after he would like try to punch Jackson, he would like do a spin thing to show off his back. And it's like, why isn't Mike Jackson going after this? It's because Mike Jackson's toying with him. And Punk's like, no, you got to place your footing after you deliver a punch. And then he tries
too much about you can't think in a fight like that.
Yeah, he was thinking a lot. And when he was trying to do submissions, he like almost gets it in, and then it would just fall apart completely, and it was like laughable, and it was bad, and it made me sad watching it. And I was like, please just survive all 15 minutes of this entire fight, and I'll be happy. Which he did. And you know what? Good job, Punk. He lasted a good amount, but he did, I think, get semi-injured.
You're just a bitch, Punk. You just were a bitch. He needs to leave. He needs to go to All In, join the Bullet Club, because apparently Cody turned face. And what better way to have a heel than to have Punk come back and be like, fuck y'all. Like, even Dana White said, yo, Punk is done.
Yeah, he's done. Punk said it himself. No one really knows Punk better than Punk, but because he's never going to listen to like people like us or even people that are his friends or anything. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants. But in all God honesty, he needs to get out of UFC. He's not a fighter. His fundamentals, that entire fight, was the sloppiest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm pretty sure I could do better than that. And that's really saying something, because I've never been in a UFC fight in my life. But I know better not to do a fucking spin around after I fucking punch someone. Or attempt to punch someone. And it just, God. I don't want to, just, it was upsetting. It was upsetting. But, at least he survived. I'm happy that he survived. I don't know what his plans are. Hopefully, All In, he goes, I'm going to go back into wrestling. But he said in plenty of interviews that no one's asked him to be a part of wrestling. And he's never,
bullshit.
He said that on one of the interview things on the red carpet or something like that. And, and he has said no words to any desire of being back in the wrestling ring. Now, he's going to be at All In, and we'll see what happens then.
He's going to be at All In, or he's going to be by All In?
I mean, he's going to be at the convention thing before All In, and I would assume he's going to be in the crowd for All In. And now whether that leads to some sort of story angle where this is the return of Punk, and he's going to, turn on the Bullet Club or be a part of the Bullet Club and turn in on itself and kick Cody out to be the new leader or something like that.
Because Cody's a face now, right? Apparently he turned face at Dominion?
I think so. Well, speaking of Dominion, we might as well jump into this, by the way. Oh my God, Dominion was amazing.
I still can't watch it.
I
haven't had time.
I sent you the link to the Okada match.
You did? When?
It's on the group chat.
You put it in the group chat?
Yeah, because it was on Facebook. I copied the link and sent it.
You sure you sent it to me?
I sent it to the group chat. I swear to God. It's like an hour and
Oh,
something
I
long.
just got it. Oh, okay. Oh, you sent it yesterday. Oh, okay. I didn't even look. All right.
But oh my god, it was. You were right, my friend. That was the best match, and they deserved every bit of accolation for it. It was incredible.
I told you.
And Dave Meltzer is still having a hard on for both Kenny and Okada because they got fucking 7 stars.
No fucking way.
Yeah, he ranked it fucking 7 stars. What was it? Ah, God. I think
he needs to change the system to 10 stars. You know.
And then you get fucking 11. That's the joke. Like, the joke is that nothing's ever gonna be better than Kenny and Okada. And well, no matter how good WWE is ever gonna do, they're never gonna be that good.
No, they won't be because they released Kenny. But holy crap! Between that and Jericho winning a match,
yeah,
like he won an actual high.
2 Canadians right now are the main champions of New Japan right now.
Jericho's not gonna be there for the next month though, right? He's gonna be on tour with Fozzy.
Which means they're not gonna defend.
Yeah.
Which means he's either gonna lose it or he's just gonna do a Brock Lesnar and just no show for at least 1 month.
I don't know if he's gonna no show. I think he might do interviews, like backstage segments, like doing pre.
God, I would love that, man.
But what I think he might do is that with the IC title now out of the spotlight for like at least a month, they could highlight the United States Championship.
No,
which I think would be a great idea because New Japan, granted, they have a lot of championships. But the champions all kind of mean something, which is kind of nice. Which I'm okay with. I'm okay with there being like different divisions, different heavy.
They just have to have meaning behind it, not like the cruiserweights.
Oh my god, cruiserweights are dead in the water.
Well, in like the next couple months when we do our cruiserweight referendum, we will just.
Why don't we do that next week?
No, we can't because it's not cruiserweight time. You gotta wait until September.
When was the cruiserweights?
It was September.
No,
That's
when was the classic? When did the classic start? Was that in July or June?
I have to look that up.
Yeah, so we'll do like a 2-year anniversary of the cruiserweights.
Let's talk about Dominion for a little bit more.
Chris Jericho looked like a fucking clown looking shit.
Which was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, the fact that he comes out to Judas makes me so happy. Like, oh my god. Between that and I heard that they were talking about making the Bucks of Jericho.
Yeah, because
for the cruise.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah. Sail away, man. Yo, I'm very excited to see where New Japan goes because I think they're really trying to push the American market now. Because not only do you have Kenny Omega, you have Chris Jericho as a top champion, which is pretty fucking nice, and everything else is okay,
All right, so I mean, just to do a quick recap, the Cruiserweight Classic started surprisingly when we do another recording of this podcast next week, but it ended September 14th.
Do you want to wait till September 14th to bash the Cruiserweights, or do you want?
No, let's do it. No, we'll do it next week. That sounds
we
like
just gotta make sure Joe and Jared come by for that. So
we can't do it next week.
Why?
Because we gotta review all of the pay-per-views that happened this week.
We'll just split it up. We'll just do like the first and then the second. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay.
We also gotta do the point system for because that's how we did it. We got like points for.
Well, yeah, I thought of a new one, but we'll talk about that when we get to predictions. But
yeah, Dominion, good fucking job, New Japan.
It was great. It was so great. I loved it. I loved that match. That match was so good.
Did you know that Chris Jericho compared Naito to like John Cena and stuff? In terms of charisma, like him and The Rock?
I can see that. Naito does have that weird kind of charisma.
Well, like in the build-up, Chris Jericho, when he beat the holy hell out of Naito, children were crying. Like, I love this persona of Jericho because he's so aggressive. Like, we haven't seen this in his career since Shawn Michaels, 2008. Or
and then afterwards they banned it from WWE. So he gets to come back the 2008 Chris Jericho with the 2018 Chris Jericho like charisma, and that mixed together just sounds really good.
It's so nice. I'm very happy with that. And now Kenny's not part of the Bullet Club anymore, right?
It's such a weird. No,
what the fuck's going on with Bullet Club?
the Bullet Club scene is still very bizarre because Cody is technically in charge, but Kenny is rejoined with the Golden Lovers, but technically he's still part of Bullet Club. And
why is he still technically part of Bullet Club?
Because he hasn't technically broken up with
the Jacksons.
Which we'll talk about those three in a second afterwards, because another amazing thing happened this weekend.
Okay.
But he he got back together with Coda.
Yeah.
But it was very bizarre. And then after the match, Coda and the Bucks gave him praise for finally getting the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It was the weird zeitgeist for Bullet Club is that it's still not 100% clear of who's in and who's out, which for storytelling purposes is actually interesting, but it's very conflated and very confusing. But as far as I know, Kenny is still in Bullet Club.
Okay.
And then I guess we'll officially know by All In, because there's no other way to. We'll find out, I guess, then.
Yeah.
Because that's the next biggest thing that's gonna really happen. That's in 3 months. That's 3 months from now.
September 1st.
Oh boy.
So what were you gonna say?
Yeah. So I can't believe you haven't seen. You haven't been paying attention to social media, have you? You were too much into that one thing from E3, haven't you?
Oh,
yes,
the New Day versus the Elite.
Yes,
yeah.
So that officially happened, but not in a wrestling ring, but in an E3 Street Fighter game.
Yes, I remember that.
And the New Day beat the Elite.
Ha! Ha ha!
But there was a story about it, and I didn't get a chance to read up on it. But apparently something happened, and the Elite got the last laugh or something like that. I forgot what happened. But I have to read the article, and we'll probably talk about it next week. But they officially had something, and the weird thing is
WWE promoted it.
Exactly. So I don't know what that means, and I think
the social media department at WWE is run by Triple H.
Yeah, it's gotta, or at least Stephanie's been okay, maybe if we talk about these guys, they'll start coming. If we start talking about them,
they released something with Kenny Omega.
Yeah, back when
Deep
South, right? Yeah, way back when he was in Deep South.
Yeah,
way back. It was something interesting. It was interesting. I don't know exactly what WWE's thinking, because I'm reading I'm looking at all these posts on social media. It's what is Vince thinking? Is he having a stroke right now, letting this happen right now?
Probably. Probably.
I mean, he's probably paying more attention to XFL right now than he is anything. All right.
As long as he's not trying to get into mixed martial arts again. Oh, wait, maybe we can get Punk for that.
Oh. Speaking of Punk, let's go back to that really quickly before we talk about predictions. Is there a chance that we'll see Punk in WWE? I feel like I have to ask that question.
No, not as long as Triple H is in charge. Because the problem is with Triple H. It's not with Vince. And if Triple H is going to take over, CM Punk wants nothing to do with it.
All right, fair enough. I'm curious, did you see the tweets from Corey Graves about Punk?
Yeah, he bashed him a lot.
Yeah, he bashed him, but it was a lovingly bad. It was very strange.
Yeah, but Punk cut all ties with anyone working with that company, and Corey Graves and a lot of other people are hurt by that. We're not who we work for. We're still our own individual people and stuff. Which I understand. You shouldn't be represented by something that's not even yourself. So. Yeah.
So I thought it was very interesting to see Corey Graves go off like that. So I don't know if that's going to lead to something. I just wanted to put that into the zeitgeist, and hopefully people catch up on it.
No problem.
All right. Now, let's take a quick break, and then we'll talk about NXT TakeOver Chicago.
Hello, Audio Marks. I am one of your Marks for Life podcast, so CJ, coming to talk to you about Patreon. Patreon is a place where you guys can go online and pledge your support to your favorite music artists, to your favorite artists, and even your favorite podcasts, like us. We at Marks for Life podcast have our own Patreon page, and we are always appreciative of our Marks for Life podcast pledges. So for only $1 a month, you too can also pledge your support to us. But that's not all. with $2 a month, you can get all of our podcast episodes, as well as a special shout out from the Shield of Wrestling podcast, Jimmy, CJ, and Joe. And even further, you can get all of that with $3 a month, plus a follow back on Twitter and Instagram. So, what are you guys waiting for? Head on over to Patreon at patreon.com. Search for us at Marks for Life Podcast. And we'll see you then, Audio Marks. Thank you very much. Back to the show.
And we're back. All right, let's talk about NXT TakeOver Chicago 2.
Yo, it's going to be so fun.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Now that you're back, my friend, read us the card, because I love it when you do it.
All right. I was going to try and remember it. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. So, for the NXT TakeOver Chicago 2 card this Saturday, we have... Hold on. All right. I had to remember for a second because I'm like, what's actually going on right now? All right, so for the NXT Women's Championship, we have Shayna Baszler defending against Nikki Cross. For the NXT Championship, we have Aleister Black defending against Lars Sullivan. For the NXT Tag Team Championships, we have representing the Undisputed Era, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly facing Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. We also have, in a singles match, Velveteen Dream taking on Ricochet. And finally, in a street fight, we have Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in a rematch from their NXT TakeOver New Orleans Classic.
Also, I just want to point out really quickly, an exact year from when Tommaso Ciampa turned on Johnny Gargano.
Oh, you right.
So that's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be another 6-star match. If it's, not a 6-star match. It's gonna be a 5-star match.
Yes.
And I'll be extremely disappointed if Dave Meltzer doesn't give that.
Yeah.
Or if he gives a 6-star on that, I think I'll lose my fucking mind.
I don't know.
I will lose my fucking mind if he gives it 6 stars, but I don't think he will. I'm just saying, if he does, I'm gonna lose my mind.
No, I get you. This can be the feud to rival NJPW.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the card structure around it it's nice, it's clean, it's 5 matches. I think the sleeper match, I think no one's gonna expect to be good, but might be good. It might be the tag team championship one. I think the one that's gonna really open people's eyes is definitely gonna be Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream.
I don't think it's gonna open people's eyes because everyone's expecting it to be the match of the night.
I disagree.
Well,
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay, all right. Let me rephrase that. It's gonna be. No one's expecting it to be bad. Everyone's expecting it to be excellent. I think this sleeper pick is gonna be the NXT Women's Championship match.
Yeah, maybe.
That's my personal opinion. The Shayna Baszler versus Nikki Cross. I feel like that's gonna be the sleeper pick.
All right, that's a fair thing to say.
Between that and the Aleister Black versus Lars Sullivan.
That one's gonna be very interesting because I don't see Aleister Black losing the belt.
Yeah.
But they're really booking Lars Sullivan to be like a almost Braun Strowman-esque opponent.
I just see it a lot as a Hulk Hogan or a John Cena where they get the really big dudes, but they overcome it because they're just that type of champion.
True. All right.
Let's go through the card.
Okay, so we have the tag team championship match,
Undisputed Era. Yeah. I have to go with them because Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, they're jobbers. They're jobbers that somehow got a shot at the tag team championship.
Oh boy.
What I want to know is who gets the next shot at them: the Mighty or War Raiders or Street Profits out of the 3.
Oh, I would love if Street Profits got that, but I don't think they're gonna. I think it might be War Raiders at
Raiders?
Yeah, at SummerSlam weekend. Yeah, absolutely. At Brooklyn, 4?
4, yeah.
Brooklyn 4. Yeah, it's gonna be War Raiders. Absolutely.
That would be really good. And then Undisputed Era can go up.
Do you think we're gonna be seeing Adam Cole? He's gonna have.
He's gonna be on the side.
He's gonna be on the side. Yeah, but he's not having a match here. He's defending the North American Championship at Evolve, I believe.
Yes. Against
some guy named Walter. I have no idea who that is.
Neither do I.
Sorry, Walter. You sound great considering you're facing Adam Cole for,
Yeah.
an NXT championship. And if you win that, oh boy. Throws a real wrench in that whole thing.
If Adam Cole was on the card, who do you think? Well, actually, no. We'll go through the entire card and then I'll ask you some questions about it. Who do you got for for Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream?
Ricochet.
Ricochet?
Are you going with Velveteen Dream?
I want to hear your
The
thoughts.
reason why is I think the whole point of the Velveteen Dream character is to build guys that need it.
So like a Bray Wyatt-esque.
Yeah, and I'm not saying not yet. I'm just saying he's not the right person to win against. I think Adam Cole is the right person to win against. But I think Ricochet needs this in order to go into the next stage in that. I don't know if that's going to be against Adam Cole. I don't know if that's going to be against whoever's coming out of the NXT Championship one. I'm just saying it's going to be somewhere.
Okay. I'm putting my money on Ricochet too. I'm going to be completely honest. I love Velveteen Dream. I think he is one of the greatest stars, the greatest future stars they have. I think, though, that he has enough star power to sustain a loss. Ricochet is so new that he really can't.
By the way, this feud, I have to say, the Ricochet Velveteen one, that feud build, flawless.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Every single time I watch their promo pack, the video package for that feud, it just cracks me up every single time. Because I just love the fact that Velveteen Dream says, I can do whatever you can, but better. And then, Ricochet does the crazy flip, and then you just see Velveteen Dream's face. And then the Twitter war back and forth has just been amazing.
Yeah, because Ricochet is like, yo, I'm going to eliminate you at TakeOver. And then it just shows Patrick Clark, which is his real name. He used to be a contestant on the recent season of Tough Enough. He's like, oh, you're going to get eliminated just like back then. I'm just like, oh!
And then you just have Prince Puma stuff all over Velveteen Dreams. And it's amazing.
Oh my god. I don't know what they're going to do.
Oh my god. How did he even... Oh god, I want one day that we ask these people at some point if this podcast goes any bigger, how the fuck they got all that Lucha Underground stuff. Which, that also debuted this past Wednesday.
How was it?
I didn't get a chance because I don't have El Rey on my thing.
Okay. I stopped watching.
Alright. We want to save the Gargano... Actually, I have a question for you. What's going to go last? The Aleister Black Lars Sullivan match for the championship, or the
street fight?
It's got to be the street. I feel like it has to, but at the same time, I don't want to diminish the NXT championship.
Look, as much as I don't want to, this match is not of higher priority.
That's true. I do agree. Plus, I think the Chicago crowd, is going to go apeshit nuts over Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They're I would feel bad for whoever goes after them.
All right, I'm gonna let you know my thoughts for the SummerSlam Brooklyn pay-per-view. But after we do this.
Okay. After we do this prediction, or after the whole thing?
After the whole thing, I'm gonna give you some thoughts that I'm gonna shoot at you.
Okay. We'll skip the Gargano Ciampa match for the last. Let's go to the women's match. Baszler and Cross.
Baszler. Cross has to go up. She's just filler right now, so this way Shayna has a feud and has a credible feud. But I feel like Nikki Cross, this is gonna be her last match, and then she's gonna go up with Sanity. I think that's what they're waiting on with Sanity.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be completely honest. I think that's what they're waiting on right now.
Have they? I'm actually curious because I haven't been paying attention to SmackDown as much as I should.
They have not debuted yet.
They have still not debuted.
That's why I'm saying they're waiting.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that. Imagine they interview and cost New Day the Money in the Bank briefcase, and they cost someone else in the women's match their Money in the Bank briefcase.
Oof.
Imagine that.
That would be great.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, now you're liking it.
I do like it. I do like that. But we can't. I'm gonna go with Nikki Cross just by. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Nikki Cross.
Really?
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm just saying for the sheer fact of.
This is why you lose.
Yeah, I know.
This is why you lose.
I know, but when we talk about Money in the Bank, I have a interesting thing I'm gonna prophesize over you and hopefully the other two. Aleister Black and Lars Sullivan.
Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Lars Sullivan's too new. I see he has a good future. I just don't see him winning it yet. And Aleister Black, I have plans for him.
Agreed.
Yes.
And then this is the only one that I think you can't really tell which one's which. Who's gonna win or lose? Ciampa or Gargano?
Ciampa.
Yeah.
I'm going with Ciampa. He needs to win back, and I feel like what's gonna happen during that match is Gargano's gonna do something. Like he's gonna like really go over to the edge to the dark side. Candice LeRae's gonna stop him, and he's gonna hesitate, and Ciampa's gonna take advantage of that and win.
Yeah,
Because Gargano does not want to be as bad as Ciampa. Because that was the whole point of this feud, is that Candice, like, you're turning into him. So Gargano's going to lose, but he's going to maintain his, like, integrity. But Ciampa is the black heart. He has no heart. So he's going to take advantage of that.
All right.
Let me shoot some shots with you now.
Yeah, let's talk about some NXT Brooklyn stuff really
NXT
quickly.
NXT Tag Team Championships. I'm gonna throw the War Raiders out there.
Yeah, I feel like they're the next logical people to get the belt after Undisputed Era. It just makes sense.
Yes. North American Championship.
Velveteen Dream.
No. Adam Cole loses to Johnny Gargano.
Ooh, interesting. Why?
Why? Gargano's gonna stay in NXT for a little longer. I feel like he could do well to build up the North American Championship. I'm thinking the Undisputed Era, everyone's gonna go up. They're gonna get called up. But I don't know. I see this Velveteen Dream and Ricochet feud lasting a little longer personally, and I feel like that'd be better for them. Or, you know, move Velveteen Dream on to something different, or maybe even call him up. I don't know.
They're not calling Velveteen
I'm saying
Dream
maybe. I'm just saying. I think that there's bigger plans for EC3, bigger plans for Ricochet, and bigger plans for Velveteen Dream down the line, but it has to be set up at the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
No, I get that. I personally think that it's, at this point, there needs to be some sort of really good long story for the Dream to get the belt.
Exactly.
Now I don't know.
I think that starts.
I think it starts after this though. I don't know if that means it's gonna start later, like past Brooklyn, or before Brooklyn. But I feel like it's gonna definitely start sometime after this.
What NXT should do
pay-per-view.
is they should do like a tournament at Survivor Series to crown at Rumble, or they should do a Rumble to have a championship opportunity at New Orleans.
They should do like a Aztec Warfare style Rumble, not like a Royal Rumble, but like an Aztec Warfare style where it's pinfall, submissions, elimination.
I like that.
I like that idea for NXT because I feel like that matches up so much
really
better.
Good. Third idea I'm gonna shoot at you because I just shot 2 championship ideas.
Yeah, and then after this we'll take another break and go to predictions for Money in the Bank.
Third shoot, NXT Women's Championship. Candice LeRae defeats Shayna Baszler.
No.
No, you don't like that? Why?
Not that I don't like it. I don't think Candice is quite at that step of being the underdog. I don't think that's going to happen at Brooklyn. And if it does, I feel like they would rush that. I feel like that's a rushed project.
Who would be her opponent then?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I feel like I need to actually watch the NXT product to find out better.
Because Candice LeRae hasn't really been wrestling.
That's true. I have seen like, videos and stuff like that, but I've also seen like Dakota Kai making a big splash over in NXT. Yeah. I don't know if it's like a huge splash, but I've seen social media
splash.
Stuff. And then I think she's been like tag teaming up with another British women's wrestler, Nixon Newell. I don't know if that's her name in NXT.
No, it's a new one now. They give her a new name.
Okay. But I know who her tag team partner is. But I don't know. I feel like they need to build the story around it, and if she's stuck doing this whole Johnny Gargano thing, that's not the right time to do it. But who knows? I mean, after this pay-per-view, essentially, who knows? I could be wrong.
Final shot. NXT Championship match. Aleister Black.
Oh, yeah, and Tommaso Ciampa. Absolutely, 100%. That's going to be...
Tommaso Ciampa wins.
Yeah.
That's where it goes.
Yes. And then the one either after Rumble or the one at Mania, that's when Gargano's going to...
Either Gargano or Ricochet.
I think it depends how booked. I think it depends how well booked Ricochet is for the next several months.
That's what I'm thinking. If it's not Ricochet, I agree. You throw in Ciampa, Gargano in there, but I feel like Ricochet. I think they need to stay away from each other now. And if Gargano's focusing on the North American Championship, that's gonna build up people. He's gonna be okay. I think he's too big for the NXT Championship. Gargano.
No, that's true. But here's my thing though. If that does, let's say this builds up to the takeover before Mania, that'd be exactly 1 year after Gargano comes back and ruins Johnny Gargano's chance of being the NXT champion. If that match happens and then Gargano beats him, he finally gets the crown then.
Yeah.
So there's like a nice long. What I love about this story is that they've really done well with like a year-long story. Now, granted, that had a lot to do with injury, but I mean, considering that they've actually built this over an entire year, they could probably do a whole nother year storyline.
Oh, I agree.
So I feel like they can do it.
I think Gargano, though, should stay away after this match.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I just think around, like, WrestleMania time, like, around the Rumble or Mania itself, Gargano gets back into that picture.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I get you, but I think Ciampa should win the
yeah,
belt
absolutely.
at Brooklyn.
And then, like, Royal Rumble, number 27, Aleister Black is on the Royal Rumble.
That's what I'm thinking. I think
That would be
Aleister Black might make his debut after SummerSlam or in Survivor Series as a mystery pick.
Oh, God. That'd be amazing. Oh, my God.
I should be a booker.
You should be a booker. You should be a booker. All right, we're going to take another quick break, and then we'll talk about Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you interested in a new travel destination? Well, look no further than Suplex City. This special destination's popularity has soared in the past 4 years, ever since it was constructed in Los Angeles, California, with its first ever resident by the name of John Cena. Since John Cena's arrival, many world-class athletes have taken residence in this city, including Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, The Big Show, Goldberg, and The Undertaker. None of this would have been possible without the Nightmare himself, Brock Lesnar, and his advocate Paul Heyman. So if you'd like to kick back, relax, and throw back a night of Germans, come on this one-way ticket to Suplex City for only $21 and $1.
Hey, guys.
You enjoyed that? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely visit Suplex City. I heard it's very nice. You know, they actually recently did an advertisement for it for a video game a couple years ago.
Yeah, I hear the Nightmare now has been a champion for longer than CM Punk now.
Oh, wow, good for him.
Fucking asshole. Fucking hate. Oh, God, I hate that they did that so much.
Pete Dunne is closing in on that too now.
That's the only good one. That's the only good one. Oh, boy.
Just a small little FYI there.
All right.
Just figured you'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, man. All right. Time to get into the Money in the Bank card. All right. All right. So, this Sunday, June 17th, at Chicago, Illinois, the WWE will host its Money in the Bank pay-per-view. First off, we have Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal in a singles match. We also have, in an Intercontinental Championship match, we have Seth Rollins defending against Elias. We have on the kickoff show, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships contested between champions Harper and Rowan, the Bludgeon Brothers, versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the Good Brothers, the Club, whatever they are called. We have the SmackDown Women's Championship being defended by Carmella against the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. The Raw Women's Championship will be contested in a singles match between champion Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. We have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match contested on the Raw side. Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Bobby Roode. On the SmackDown side, we have The Miz, Samoa Joe, Rusev, and a member of the New Day, which could either be Big E, Kofi Kingston, or Xavier Woods. For the women's Money in the Bank ladder match on the Raw side, we have Sasha Banks, Natalya, Ember Moon, and Alexa Bliss. On the SmackDown side, for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, we have Charlotte, Naomi, Becky Lynch, and Lana. And finally, for the WWE Championship, we have AJ Styles defending against Shinsuke Nakamura in a last man standing match. That is all on the card. I know it.
Let's see. You mentioned Big Cass.
Oh, and Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan.
Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn.
Oh, and Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn. I really forgot.
Yeah, there's a lot
of things.
The main difference between TakeOver and Money in the Bank is that Money in the Bank is 3 times longer in length.
Yeah, and it still sucks.
And it's still unnecessary.
Yes. All right, let's go through the predictions because,
Okay,
obviously you see I care about this pay-per-view.
Okay, so we'll put Money in the Banks all the way at the bottom, and I have a fun little thing that we could do with that.
That's fine.
So Daniel Bryan, Big Cass.
Big Cass. He's got to get the win back. I feel like Daniel Bryan, he's going to get his ass whooped.
they need to do something, and I think if they need to build Big Cass something, because I feel like after this one, this is when they're gonna start the Daniel Bryan pursuit of the title.
Yeah.
So, at least start it. I don't know if it
I don't know. I just.
Who cares?
I don't know anymore.
Seth Rollins versus Elias for the IC
Seth
champion.
Rollins. He has to hold on to the belt until Dean comes back.
Okay.
I feel like that'd be a great feud,
All right.
personally.
Yeah, and especially with the new look that Dean has, I think it would probably be pretty good. Sami Zayn versus Lashley.
Oh, Bobby Lashley's gonna wreck him. This storyline is terrible.
But Sammy's done very well with it.
But it doesn't matter. It's still terrible.
I mean, yeah, it's terrible.
I forgot to put my name for Big Cass.
Sorry. Thank you for the remedy.
No problem. Yeah. Lashley's gonna crush Sammy. Sammy is just bad. Sammy's just all bad.
And it sucks because he's actually good at what he's given, but it's just a bad storyline. This is exactly what happened with Alexa and Bayley. Like, Alexa did her best with that entire storyline, but it was terrible.
There's always that one feud of the year.
Oh, I don't know why it's... Anyway.
I don't know, man.
The Bludgeon Brothers and the
Bludgeon
Club.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Yo, they're gonna eat the Good Brothers for breakfast. Who's gonna take the titles off of them? I'm thinking Sanity?
Yeah, I was thinking Sanity too.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god, did you see on Twitter what fucking Luke Harper said about Carl Anderson's Japanese wife? That was the most amazing thing in the world.
That's so creepy! Holy crap! Oh my god! Like, that's some creepy bullshit. Like, Harper's a wife stalker.
He only tweets. He only tweets like a certain day of the week, and then you know what that means. And now he just goes off on this whole, like, "Hey Carl, you gonna bring your hot Asian wife now?"
No, is your hot Asian wife coming? CUMMIN. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
It's the most. God, it was great.
Luke Harper be crazy, bro. I don't deal with that shit, man. And then Roman's like, "I'm gonna kick you." Like, oh, big red beard. Bullshit, yo.
All right.
It's all bullshit.
Carmella versus Asuka.
Fuck, I'm gonna hate myself for saying this.
I know exactly. Yeah, I know.
Carmella. Fucking Absolution. I swear to Jesus.
Yeah, I know. And trust me, I think if Absolution wasn't a thing about it, I would say Asuka too, but...
Carmella's gonna have it a little longer. Because Asuka can now take losses. And it pisses me off. So much. Ugh.
All right, Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. Actually, I have a question for you before we get into this.
Fuck. All right.
Between this match and Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal, which one goes on last?
What?
Yeah, you heard me. You're telling me that right now that Roman Reigns or Ronda Rousey is not going to get either the top spot at the pay-per-view.
Oh, man.
Two quintessential draws of WWE right now.
If Vince was smart, he would not put Roman on last. And I feel like Vince learned from Backlash, do not put him last. Neither of them are going on last. I'm being completely honest. They're middle of the
Who goes on before? Who goes on first? Ronda and Nia or Roman and Jinder?
Roman and Jinder are later on the card.
All right. Ronda Rousey or Nia Jax?
Rousey followed by a cash-in.
All right, and I'm going to actually go with Nia Jax. Because I feel like it's going to actually interfere with it, and Natalya is then going to cash in on a weakened Nia Jax, not Ronda Rousey. But that's a fair thing to say. So
I don't know. Because here's the thing, Ronda only has a year on her contract.
That's true.
That's why I'm thinking they might give it to her now and then push her to win the Rumble to lose to Charlotte.
I mean, she can always resign, though.
Yeah, she could, but she wants kids and shit. She's doing it to try it. That's literally what they said. She said, "Oh, if I didn't do this, I'll regret it."
Fair enough. All right.
So I'm gonna go with Ronda. They're gonna shoot the gun only to have a cash in.
But then she's just gonna win it at SummerSlam, which is what I was gonna be predicting. So, okay. Maybe. Roman Reigns, Jinder Mahal.
Roman, just kick Jinder's ass and leave.
I feel like Jinder's gonna win only because Brock Lesnar is gonna interfere.
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
Because they're gonna build it. Because I think this is again a rumor that I've heard that the official end time for Brock Lesnar's quote unquote title reign will be coming to an end at SummerSlam, and this is how we're gonna build it.
You can easily just have a tournament that culminates at Extreme Rules.
Listen, I'm not saying this is smart booking. I'm just saying this is probably what they're booking.
You never put Jinder over Roman.
I'm not saying he actually beat Roman. I'm just saying that's just how they're gonna do it.
No, they're not. If they had any semblance of...
They don't, though. Otherwise, Roman would have already been champion already.
Look, I'm gonna be completely honest. Unpopular opinion. He should have just gotten the fucking belt at WrestleMania 31.
No, I agree with... Oh.
At 31.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna be completely fucking honest here. Because you know how bad that was? That booking decision later on in life?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
We had to get Triple H to put him over.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And it still didn't work because he still got booed.
And then he went over The Undertaker. And then he
we
lost
all
to Brock
booed.
Lesnar. If he just beat Brock then...
It would have been said and done, and right now he would have been a champion and, like, been quote-unquote cheered, maybe.
He would have beaten Brock Lesnar already. We wouldn't have had to have revisited this. We wouldn't have had to have him beat The Undertaker to be like, oh, wow, there's two people that beat The Undertaker. We wouldn't have had to have that. You know how bad it was?
It was
like,
bad.
It created a great moment, but the after effects are so bad.
So what you're saying is right now is that you would actually take away Seth Rollins' WWE Championship.
If it would have prevented all of this, yes! Yes, I would have! Yes! Oh my god!
Oh, man.
You see my point, right?
No, I see your point.
Look how much extra effort they went through. If they just pulled the trigger then and there, and then had Seth cash in. But he would have won.
It would have been said and done. It would have been in the books and would have been done.
Yes.
Okay, I think you need to calm down, buddy.
Oh.
Let's talk about something a little bit better. A little bit better. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE.
AJ, just win and end this feud.
I'm gonna put Nakamura though.
I don't care. Just end it. AJ, please.
Do you think that this could be the best one that they have so far, or no?
I think they have no choice.
No, are you 100% picking Styles?
I'm picking Styles.
All right.
They have no choice, though. This has to be great. Otherwise, this whole feud will be for nothing. And it's already been for nothing, so just give us something worthy.
Okay.
I'm still heated from that Roman Reigns thing.
All right, let's talk about something hopefully a little bit more fun to talk about. Let's talk about the Money in the Bank.
What? Oh, shit. Which one?
Let's talk about the women's first. I have odds.
Okay.
Okay. So with a plus 300 odds of winning is Naomi.
Yeah.
With 1100 plus odds of winning is a tie between Lana and Ember Moon.
That's fair. I'm not expecting Ember to win like that.
I mean,
I don't expect it. I'm sorry.
No, okay. I'll give you that one. There's 900 plus odds on Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
There's 500 plus on Sasha. There's 405 on Charlotte, 210 on Bliss, and 150 on Natalya.
So who's the leading right now? Charlotte?
No, Natalya is.
Natalya.
I think Charlotte is the safest bet that you could possibly put on.
I don't think so.
Who do you think's safer than her? Because I don't think it's Alexa, and don't tell me that it's not.
I'm not thinking Alexa.
Who do you think?
Like, in all honesty, I would like Charlotte to win and cash in on Ronda. So this way Ronda would lose the championship, and then Charlotte, they would defend, like, you know, it would be like a long-term feud, but I don't think Charlotte is going to get it. I think she's just going to win later on down the line, the championship, and they're going to have that match.
I agree. But then who's the safest bet then?
Personally?
Yeah, personally, and who do you think, like, actually, like,
I'm going to be completely honest here.
Okay.
I'm putting my money on Sasha.
Really? Wow. Okay.
I'm putting my money
That's
on
a hot take right there.
I know.
Because I think you're wrong, but wow.
Yeah, I never go with Sasha.
You never go with Sasha. She's arguably one of the best women on the roster, and
I hate Sasha. But I just see, because Sasha's been in such a limbo.
Yeah, but I think that's the exact reason why that she's not gonna win.
No, but I think if Sasha wins,
Mm-hmm.
she can have a feud with Ronda Rousey. I think that would be much better. Because I could see the Natalia thing, but I could see that being like a holdover feud at Extreme Rules. You can make it like a submission match, Ronda versus Natalia. That's fine. Have Ronda go back to the title picture against Sasha. Have Sasha beat her.
All right.
Give Sasha that edge. You know what I mean? And
then she turns heel and then becomes the Ratchet Boss again.
She would have been turned heel already. And then you could easily go back to that Bayley thing. I'm being completely
No. I hear you, and I like the booking thing.
I just don't see.
I mean, she has 500 plus odds. I mean, it's possible.
I don't see Natalia winning because she's such a low priority. I don't think they would give her the Money in the Bank to give her the Raw Women's Championship because there's nothing long term with that. Then you just, you know what I mean? I can see her screwing Ronda, but I can't see her winning a match.
I think I could see her winning the match and then screwing over Ronda in the process of doing that. That's personally what I think. Now I can be wrong. I'm just saying that's what I see.
She's screwing over Ronda no matter what, but I think the safest bet is you have Ronda win, have Natalia just beat the shit out of her, and then have Sasha cash in. Or have it the next night on Raw. I don't fucking care. But I think Sasha's gonna cash in on Ronda.
Alright. I was originally going to go with Natalia, but you know what? I'm actually going to change my mind and put it with Becky.
Becky?
Yes.
Watch, Natalia's actually going to win and you're going to be pissed as shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to be so fucking mad. I'm going to be so... Because this fucking always happens. Always fucking happens. Always fucking happens.
So why Becky and not Natalia?
Personally, I think they need to do something with Becky, story-wise purpose. She has literally done nothing since... the last time I think she's won a major title?
2016.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, I think we both agree that we both like Becky. I think you like Becky more than me.
I love Becky.
And I think that she needs something. And I think if she cashes it in, let's say on Ronda Rousey, let's say further down the line, let's say a Survivor Series, let's say.
Becky Lynch is fucked on the SmackDown brand. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I think she's going to cash it in on Ronda and then be turned heel. That's my personal opinion.
I think that'd be good, but I think Sasha would just be better.
That's true.
I think Becky's just better off going into a shakeup.
I know, but at the same time, they just for some reason they're not pulling the trigger on Sasha, and I feel like that would be such a clear-cut thing to do. But they're not doing it.
The SmackDown thing is so fucked up right now. The SmackDown Women's Title picture, because in all honesty, Asuka should have beat Charlotte. You should have waited.
I feel like you're putting your own personal bias into
No,
this.
I'm not, because look at this now. You can't have Asuka win because Carmella's too early. You have to get Asuka to win the title somehow down the line, otherwise she's going to lose her credibility. But you need to have Charlotte win the title back so this way she can verse Ronda at Mania. You know how difficult that is? You know how much easier it would have been if, they just had Asuka have the belt, have Charlotte lose, and then have Charlotte win it later on down the line? Have Carmella be the first unsuccessful one. It would have sucked, but it just would have simplified a lot of things. Now it's so convoluted, you can't have Charlotte cash in on the Raw Women's Championship match. If she does, fucking great. That just solves a lot of problems, but you're just putting Charlotte back on Raw after a year of being on SmackDown. What's Charlotte going to do over there? She's pretty much faced everyone there.
I mean, I think that's when the whole Nikki Cross thing starts happening when she comes up.
I'm just saying, it's very messy right now, the women's title pictures. That's why I'm saying it. It's very messy.
They are a little messy. I agree with that.
Very shotgun booking on multiple accounts that I could trace back for a while. But I'm not going to do that because that's just annoying as shit.
Plus, we don't have that kind of time. We gotta wrap this up.
That's just a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man.
We'll discuss that. We gotta have another women's referendum at some point as well.
No, we gotta have a tag team referendum. Fuck that shit. We gotta have a tag team referendum.
All right, yeah.
The fact that the B team is over.
Okay.
Fucking hell, they are selling shirts. That is just fucking permanent marker.
Okay.
You know how much money that is? That's like James Ellsworth bullshit. And motherfuckers coming back.
But possibly. But
he already got pulled from China booking on the same day as Money in the Bank.
Oh my god. I don't. No.
James Ellsworth's gonna screw Asuka. I'm gonna be pissed as shit.
But then Asuka's gonna beat the shit out of James Ellsworth.
That's fine, but the fact that this little chinless bullshitter, motherfucking Eminem wannabe piece of shit
my
turtle
God.
without a neck is gonna screw over Asuka is just beyond my fucking mental 2.85 GPA capabilities.
You good? You released a little bit of anger?
Fuck James Ellsworth.
You good?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Alrighty then. Let's talk about the men's. Alright, I have odds for that as well.
All right.
At the bottom of the list, we have Bobby Roode at 2,500 plus odds.
That's glorious.
A three-way tie between Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Rusev for 725 plus odds.
It's just not their day. They aren't over enough, and ain't there gonna be their show.
Can't believe you made that joke. That's terrible.
Hey, it actually worked.
It did. Samoa Joe, my apologies, is at a plus 470 odds.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds right. Braun Strowman's at 350 plus odds.
Really?
And the most likely...
Wait, where's New Day in all this?
They're not on this for some reason.
Oh my god!
you can blame Gaines' spot on this, but they are not on these betting odds.
No, it's because they haven't released who's gonna be the pick.
That's true. That is true. So we'll find. I think when we find out, we'll update it. But
Do we pick on who the New Day member's gonna be?
yeah, I feel like that would be a fun thing. But actually, let me break this one. And then the Miz has a 130 plus odds. 135 plus.
Is that
odds.
good? I don't know. Odds.
That's good because it's the closest to 100. I mean, closest to 1.
Okay.
So whichever one's closest to 1 has the best odds.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going Miz. I've been going Miz for like the past month and a half.
This is okay. So this is my idea that I had because I think I can say safely for all four of us that the Miz is gonna win, regardless of whatever. That we're all gonna pick him and we get 1 point. But I feel that we should also pick a second person just in case it's not the Miz to
Samoa
actually
Joe.
get. Okay. Because I feel like that's like a better way of handling the Money in the Bank. You have the Miz.
I'm agreeing with that. The Miz, and then I'm gonna follow it up with Samoa Joe because Samoa Joe is next likely to win, and I feel like it's gonna be separated, Raw and SmackDown. So if I'm picking Sasha Banks, I'm gonna pick someone from SmackDown, and Samoa Joe is the next likely one. Braun, you can't have a man cash in to beat Brock Lesnar. It's gonna be the same thing as WrestleMania 31, and we're gonna be fucked. So, it's just AJ's more likely to get cashed in on than Brock. Brock's gonna get the actual actual championship loss.
Oh yeah, and then we should probably also pick which New Day member. Let me make another thing. But
cross out Joe and Jared because they didn't officially pick the Miz yet.
Yeah,
just do it because they'll fill it in on their own. New Day member. Fuck, I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go safe. I'm gonna pick Big E.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. All right, hold on. Let me New Day entrant. Big E.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that's
gonna be the start of the push.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and then because I'm this person, I was gonna pick Big E to win. And
really?
then, yeah, I was thinking like because after the Miz and Daniel Bryan, the next big story to do is the New Day. It's the next quintessential chapter in the New Day story that they need to do, where they basically decide who is gonna cash it in 3-bird rule style of Money in the Bank. I feel like that's the next best story to tell after Daniel Bryan and the Miz.
That'd be good.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still pushing Daniel Bryan Miz for the for WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying like as a backup, it's gotta. I'm just saying like as a backup, if they're not gonna do, because this is my thinking of it. If Daniel Bryan didn't come back, this is exactly who I would pick besides the Miz.
Oh yeah.
I would have picked this over the Miz no matter what, because I think that the next best story to tell after the Miz and Daniel Bryan is 100% the New Day breakup.
Yeah.
Now
or Samoa Joe. I think Samoa Joe would be great too.
The reason why I'm not picking Samoa Joe is because I think he's gonna face AJ Styles for the belt.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Like he's the next logical opponent.
Yep. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Oh boy. Do we have any plans for Money in the Bank?
That's
I can't.
Father's Day.
It's Father's Day.
Yeah.
I can't. Plus, I'm going out to Tellers with Rena and her folks.
Oh yeah. I have 3 houses to hit.
I get a nice big fancy dinner plate over in Bayshore. So
I'm just bringing a whole bunch of leftover containers so this way I can eat next week.
nice. Okay.
All right,
Then.
guys.
All right. All right. See you later.
Later, y'all.
Thank you, everyone, for staying tuned to our podcast. Special shout out to the Sachem Public Library for the continued use of their equipment and space. Continue supporting us by rating and subscribing through Patreon, Audio Boom, Stitcher, TuneIn, Castbox, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Play Music, and Apple Podcasts at Marks for Life Podcast. And now, check out our YouTube channel, Marks for Life, for our podcast playlist and other content. Please follow us on our social media on Twitter at Marks for Life Pod, Instagram at Marks for Life Podcast, our Tumblr page, Marks for Life Podcast, and our Facebook page, Marks for Life Podcast. And email us at marksforlifepodcast@gmail.com for any questions, comments, or feedback. Until next time, Audio Marks.